Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Owen talks about sports and movies. Thank you for checking out today's video. I always appreciate the support. Let's get into it. So, I just got out of my first watch of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and let's just say I have a lot to say about this madness filled ride indeed. So I'm gonna break it down. This is like literally like I've been out in the movie theater for like maybe an hour or so I'm like super fresh. These are just my first thoughts, initial knee-jerk reaction. But make sure you guys leave your thoughts in the comments down below. What did you think about it? Did you like it? Did you not as much? All that good stuff. And I am gonna issue a spoiler warning if you have not seen it yet. So if you haven't and would like to come back, make sure to save this video and then come back and watch it after you've watched it. Sounds good? Wonderful. So I have so many thoughts. I didn't even think it was worth um like doing the structure or anything like that other format I did in some of my other videos. I'm just gonna here and talk and kind of ramble about what I thought about the movie. So first off, I think the movie lives up to about half of its title. The madness in this movie is absolutely insane. There's anything you think could happen in certain aspects happen. I mean, the horror is off the charts in this movie. Especially for I mean, it really pushes its PG-13 rating. Really pushes it. There's not quite as much like in-depth multiverse hopping as maybe the title would suggest, which might be a critique of the movie. But the main thing I want to talk about is Wanda absolutely carrying the hell out of this movie. And by the way, this movie has zero mercy if you're not 100% caught up with the MCU. Which cannot be a criticism of the film. When people not It's not an objective criticism of the film. The film is set in a cinematic universe connected to other projects. If you haven't seen those other projects, I don't know what to tell you. But Wanda absolutely goes berserk in this movie. I mean, she loses her freaking mind, and I'm here for it, and I loved it, and I supported it. After the events of WandaVision, it was a logical next step progression. I mean, she absolutely carries this movie, no question. I mean, from the jump, she's identified as our main villain. When her and Strange are talking, and she's all like, "Oh, just bring America here," and Strange is like, "I didn't say her name," and Wanda was like, "Yeah, no, you didn't. That's okay though. You're gonna bring her to me." And this version of Wanda, Darkhold Wanda, is Wanda was already the most powerful Avenger, but I was, in a one-on-one fight with someone who maybe was more durable, I'd be concerned. But now, hell no, she's mopping the floor with everyone. She Strange couldn't beat her. I don't think Thor could beat her. Captain Marvel, whoever. This version of Wanda absolutely wrecks everyone. She doesn't lose in this movie. Not like a fight. And it makes sense. She is absolutely out of her mind in this movie, and I loved it. I got so much satisfaction from watching her absolutely tear up Peggy Carter. As soon as I saw Peggy, I was like, Wanda better tear her up, bro. I am tired of seeing Peggy Carter as Captain Carter. I'm sick of it. Get her out of here. She died. She hasn't had a prominent role in a movie since Captain America: The First Avenger. Let her go, Marvel. Please. For the sake of everything, please let her go. And Wanda ended her. I got so much satisfaction out of that. The Illuminati was interesting. Wanda absolutely just wrecked them, destroyed them, which was great. I loved it. I think Wanda easily gets the most character progression in this movie, start to finish, no doubt. The scene where America Chavez shows her kids, and how they fear her as a monster instead of her mother was super powerful, really, really good. Um, and then when I mean, the ability to destroy the dark hold over all the multiverses is wildly powerful. That is just another example of her power. I absolutely loved Wanda in this movie. I'm sure she's not dead because as the tower is collapsing, there's like a red flash of her power. So I have no doubt that she's not dead. I don't know where they're gonna go. Probably a redemption arc. We'll see. But Wanda absolutely carries. I'm so glad Wanda put Peggy Carter in the gutter, like just tore her up. That was great. When she was like, "What mouth?" Wanda was getting off bars in this movie. Wanda was not playing with nobody in this movie. She was beating the hell out of everybody. Slaughter Gang. She was getting off bars. Like she did not give a damn in this movie. She was going to work on everyone, and I loved it. I was here for it. I mean, that probably vaults Wanda into the upper echelon of MCU villains. I don't think anyone's had as good a progression or character arc as her. Um, not not MCU villains. I don't think that. Just the amount of appearances she's had, kind of building up to this, has been great. So I would probably put Wanda in the upper echelon of MCU villains. Um, so let's talk about the Illuminati. So the members, it was Mordo, Black Bolt, Maria Rambeau, Captain Marvel, Captain Carter, Professor X, like Patrick Stewart, Professor X, and then John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. Um, I think the Inhumans, Black Bolt, all of them, they have no future in the MCU, and I think this movie kind of personified that to the max. Um, I would anticipate that John Krasinski will be Mr. Fantastic going forward, which is great. That was my personal fan casting for it. Um, that was great. That was fantastic. Very sad to see him die. But with the multiverse fully blown open, the multiverse is not going anywhere. Um, I'm sure they will just pull him from another multiverse if he's not already in like the main timeline or whatever. Um, that was an interesting one. Illuminati group. I assumed that I know they couldn't do all the original members because like Iron Man's dead and all that, but I felt like they could have just not had Captain Carter. That's my main issue was really Peggy. I hate Captain Carter. She just drives me up a wall. I hate her. Dislike her strongly as a character. So I'm glad that Marvel, or hopefully Marvel, has put her to rest. Has put her to bed. Um. So that was interesting. I was a little disappointed that they basically only spend the majority of their time in two multiverses or in two universes, the main one and then the one I think it was 838. Um and then the one at the end where it's like dark Doctor Strange and he has possession of the dark hold. Um I wish they would have done more multiverse hopping. And not just like the super cool sequence where they go through all of them where they're paint, there's dinosaurs, they're cartoon, there's squares at one point, all that. That was a super, super awesome, cool sequence. However, they don't, for it to be in the multiverse of madness and for you to spend the majority of the time in only two, um, perhaps a little disappointing. Um, What else? I would say Strange gets zero to little character development in this film. It's still the same arc he's been on, like responsibility versus personal choice. Nothing new. Not that Strange isn't engaging or anything, but like his arc in the film was basically to just like let go of Christine Palmer, which is like okay. It's an okay arc. Um, so I don't really have much to say about Doctor Strange personally. Um, because it's not like he was like smacking down on people. The only people he fought was Wanda and Baron Mordo, and he got his butt whooped by Wanda the entire time. And he fought mortal with no magic. So I don't really know. I don't have much to say about Strange in this movie, which is not a good thing. Um, it was very interesting learning the backstory of the other Stranges, but our main Doctor Strange gets he just kind of flat in his own movie, which is okay, I guess. Um, but he's just okay. He's just okay. Wong's okay. Wong's just Wong in this movie. He tries his best, but I mean, it was really cool seeing Steven do some like really really cool things in this movie. I mean, clearly like with magic and sorcery, you can do basically anything. It was super cool watching him do the night walk or dream walk, night crawl, night dream, whatever it was called. That was really cool and stuff like that. Like it was cool. Like there were some really cool things that go on in this movie. But as far as like plot and character outside of Wanda and America Chavez, um, I don't think anyone in this movie is super engaging, really. I don't think the story is like out of this world or anything like that. I really don't think that. This movie is visually beautiful. I mean, it looks great. The horror is great. The suspense is great. All that is great. Um, but as far as like engaging story elements, plot elements, characters outside of, and Christine gets a lot more run in this movie. She really does. I enjoyed Christine in this movie. Um, but their relationship wasn't that strong in the first one, and so like the emotional punches aren't as hard as they could be with Strange and Christine. Um, and so like the arc of letting her go when it was never that strong in the first place, doesn't really work as well as it could if they had a stronger relationship in the first movie. Um, and stuff like that. I think America Chavez is a very solid addition. Um, I'm excited to see where she goes forward. Her powers were cool. Her backstory was nice. She's just solid. She's just super solid. I don't think I was like, yes, man, like America Chavez is great. Um, but she's solid. She's very solid. I would probably say she's the second most engaging character in this movie outside of Wanda. Um, and I think America's and Stranger's relationship is great. Their like little moments are very cute. They're very wholesome. That's great. All that's great. That's probably Stranger's most interesting aspect in this film is his interactions with America Chavez and not Christine Palmer. So, you know, I'm having a hard time because I was sitting there and I was like, what the hell am I watching? There's just a lot. There's just a lot that goes into this movie. I think, like I said, plot wise, story wise, it's not the most engaging. Like that's not what's keeping me engaged. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen in the next story beat? I really was like, who the hell is Wanda gonna beat the hell out of next? Was really like kind of my what kept me engaged. Which is great. Like that is a great thing to keep you hooked. Um, I really am just disappointed that they didn't spend more significant time in other universes, and that Strange gets like almost no character development in his own movie. I think Sam Raimi does a great job directing visually with his horror elements. And one is the perfect villain to just like running up with it. I mean, they just ramped it up. I mean, it was great. I loved every second that Wanda Maximoff was on screen. Every single second that Wanda Maximoff was on screen, it's some of the best MCU content there is. But when she's not, it just falls a little short. So overall, it's definitely a lot. The frenzy and the pace will keep you engaged with the twists and turns at every corner. One that absolutely cares this movie, and America's edition is nice. However, with little character development was strange and not quite as many multiverses as the title would suggest, the film falls slightly short of its potential. I'm still going to give it an 8 out of 10 just because it's so engaging and it's so frenetic and the pace is out of this world. It's a maddening experience, but it did fall a little short of my expectations. So thank you for watching today's video. I appreciate all of the support. Make sure you guys check out the link content, and you guys have a great day.